can assure you. Joining me as always to break it all down and of course share the banter around is the one and only Tega. Tega, good morning to you. Welcome once again into the locker room.
Good morning. Hump of the week Wednesday, and my goodness, some people's careers are already nosediving. So today, not all fingers are equal. In fact, in the
Hmm.
animal kingdom, some animals are more equal than others. We're talking about the
Animal
doping
Farm.
scandal. Yes, sorry, animal farm. So we're talking about a scandal that is currently rocking tennis at this point in time, and trying to explain what the real issues are. All right, so that's the first story. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're also going to touch on football and Raheem Sterling. And we're going to open the phone lines, I think, for this, because if there are players that are going to be unceremoniously dumped out of Chelsea, should Raheem Sterling be on that list? We'll touch on that later on in the show. And we'll talk about Thierry Henry's boarding CV. Is it is it one of those CVs that he has padded, or is he
Cough.
genuinely now ready for a big job? So we'll touch on that. All of that and more coming in the locker room. Before we do any talking on these things, Ayo, tell us, how can we be a part of the locker room this morning?
All right, to be a part of the locker room this morning, brought to you by Visa. All you need to do is send your messages in to us on WhatsApp on 0809 440 981. The studio lines to give us a call on it's 0201 4489981. 0201 4489981. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos, where you can get to see me in my full winter outfit. It's rainy out there and it's cold in the studio. So, hey, what can I do? But, anyways, before we jump into things, just to bring you a couple of the major stories that we'll be touching on today. PSG reached agreement with Super Eagles forward Ademola Lookman. That's a big one for him. Sinner cleared after testing positive twice for a banned substance. Foden named PFA Player of the Year as Palmer wins Young Player. Some kind of funny things going on there. We'll talk about it. Raheem Sterling left out of Chelsea squad for a European game. Seems like his career at Chelsea is over. Jamie Vardy strikes as Leicester hold misfiring Spurs. Jamie Vardy once again having a party. Atletico twice fight back in Villarreal draw. Uh, Juve give Mota perfect start against Como as Atalanta thrash Lecce. And Thierry Henry leaves coaching role with France youth side. All right, let's begin at the beginning here, Tega. Let's talk about PSG and Ademola Lookman as the
Should
French
we
guy.
should we, or let's take a quick message from Visa.
All right, all
All
right.
right, let's take that quick message from Visa before we get into our stories. All right, so as we all know, the Visa is the official technology payment partner of the Olympics and the Paralympics that's coming up later in the month. And you can secure your cross-border payments with Visa. Now, the summer is here, and finding ways to pay across countries can be a hassle. And if you're exploring new experiences this summer or looking for ways to celebrate your favorite sports performances so far, but you have trouble making payments on different vendors across borders, start using the Visa dollar card, because the Visa dollar card can ease that process. Now, they have about 500 merchants globally that they're partnering with. So if you want to make all those secure across border payments, use your Visa dollar cards. Also, they have this spend and win campaign going on right now. I've already told you about some of the
Okay.
discounts you can get on your flights, on your hotels, and all your other experiences on certain of these 500 merchants that they've partnered with. But also, there is a spend and win campaign going on right now with your Visa dollar card. But to find out more about that spend and win campaign and all other benefits you can get during your summer experiences across borders, go to visa.com.ng and find out all the benefits and offers that they have there. All right, so let's talk about, speaking about cross border payments, let's talk about Ademola Lookman moving
Yes,
from Italy to PSG.
serious cross-border payments. Of course, the winger who won the Europa League with Atalanta last season was left out of the squad, which faced Lecce in an away game on Monday. And his exception was meant to discuss his future. I mean, PSG desperately need a forward after the injury to Goncalo Ramos, if I believe I'm correct. And Ademola Lookman seems to fit the bill that PSG is
And
looking
the
for.
trade of the prince. I don't understand how you can escape the trade of the prince. The whole Prince of Paris has been traded, and you are not talking about him. I don't like the way you're behaving. But yes, Paris, PSG, they're looking for forwards, and there was a time a lot of were talking about maybe Victor Osimhen could go back there because as you know, he's still not on the books of Napoli for the season, or not in the plans
Hmm.
so far of Napoli for this season. And we are not sure what Chelsea are trying to do with their 42 and a half players. We don't know. We don't know if there will be bench space for Victor Osimhen as
He'll,
it is.
he'll sit in the stands.
So there were talks about Victor Osimhen being the one to actually go back to Francine as he has played there. But it seems Ademola Lookman is getting settled first. So he is, what it is that talks have been finalized, or, well, almost, the deal is almost cast in stone. So we're waiting for Ademola Lookman to move on. We also know that he wasn't featured in Atalanta's match day squad because
Hmm.
of this transfer rumors that were ongoing. So it will be great for the player to finally settle in and know if he's going to be, because it's not even in the same country. You're going from Italy, like I said, across border payments. You're going from
Hmm.
Italy to France. So it'd be great for him to settle down and then finally get into the groove of things. But if he does move to PSG, I think with the way he plays football, his athleticism, his pace, his trickery on the ball, he can get a very, good experience in PSG, at
Right.
least for the first season. So let's wait to see how this pans out for him. But looking good so far. At least his case is getting settled earlier than Victor Osimhen's, which is shocking.
Very, very shocking because Osimhen was in the news concerning PSG beforehand, and then
I
boom,
mean,
Ademola Lookman just came
Ademola
to the
Lookman.
fore.
It's
Now
like
he's
if people
headed.
just went straight to the point.
I'm telling you, now he's most likely headed to France, and I'm pretty sure that as he's crossing borders, he has his visa card tightly in his pocket. I'm guessing. Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Tega,
All
let's
right.
talk about the animal farm that you alluded to earlier on. Now, this one I'm very interested in getting your thoughts on. Now, world number one, Yannick Sinner, has been cleared of any wrongdoing after twice testing positive for a banned substance in March. Now, he tested positive for low levels of a metabolite of clostebol, a steroid that can be used to build muscle mass during Indian wells.
And so if
Are you there, Tega? Yeah, muted, Tega.
Sorry, I'm here now. Oh, sorry. Okay, I always forget I'm muted. So let's go into this um animal farm we're talking about. So let me start from the beginning. Um, so we found out yesterday that Yannick Sinner had been cleared of doping charges. Now you have to understand, we were finding out after the case had concluded, and
Okay.
world number one has been cleared of doping charges for a for an for a steroid, a sort of steroid.
Hmm.
Um, and so here was the problem with the Yannick Sinner. Oh, now there are people that will tell you that the trace amounts that were found in him was, I think, 1 billionth of a gram. So if you're looking at 1 billionth of a gram, it doesn't look like it's going to be consequential in enhancing his performance. But there are a lot of masking agents, so you don't know if that's what was left that the agent couldn't mask. So again, we don't know what it
Hmm.
is. Bottom line is that at the end of the day, he was cleared because they claimed that one of his physiotherapist, to be precise, injured his body or injured his hand, and he used an ointment to treat his hand, and the ointment contained the banned substance, and the banned substance was now transferred via skin to Yannick Sinner. So it was not ingested, it was transferred via skin. That's the explanation
See.
they're giving. Now, everybody is saying, okay, we agree. that you did your investigations, there's scientific exploration, there's evidence backing everything, and he's been cleared. The problem is that he failed not one, two,
Two.
two tests in March, and zip, nobody heard about it. Now, in 2016, after one particular doping case, they had the ATP and the ITIA, the Tennis Body Association, had come out to say that, look, as soon as there's adverse findings on a player's doping test, that they will announce it.
Okay,
Now,
okay.
we didn't hear when he failed the test. And as soon as you fail that test, usually you are provisionally suspended. But he wasn't suspended. He played in other tournaments. So the question is, even if he's cleared today and they found that he had no fault and it was no negligence, that he's not guilty of anything, the due process should be that when there is a test failure, that there should be a provisional suspension. He should not be able to compete in any tournament until he's cleared. So number one, why was he still competing? And number two, why wasn't it stated? And given the fact that other players have been suspended for various issues, I mean, think about it. Ima was suspended for 2 years, not for failing a drug test, for missing a drug test because the person that was supposed to come and check his blood missed his hotel.
So how is that his fault?
Exactly. Brooksby was suspended 18 months for missing a drug test, not failing. These guys I'm talking about, they didn't fail the drug test, they just missed. Now, this guy has failed 2 drug tests and nobody heard about it.
In a month?
In 5 months. This thing happened in
Right.
March.
Oh, in 5 months,
okay, no,
sorry.
He missed. Do you understand? This thing happened in March. We didn't hear about it till yesterday when he was cleared. So the question is, we're not saying that, okay, he's guilty or he's not guilty. The problem is due process didn't seem to have been followed. Now, they came out with explanations that immediately after he was he flagged that they suspended him provisionally, but he countered that provision with CAS. And if you the law states that if you provisionally suspend somebody, you should release a press statement. Why didn't we hear the press statement? And so those are the questions people are asking. People are not even asking again whether Yannick Sinner is guilty or not guilty. The question is, even if he's guiltless, you didn't show any transparency. Why is his case different from Simona Halep? Why is his case different from Marin Cilic? Why is his case different from Verdasco and Brooksby? Do you understand? Now I'm mentioning several names that have had different cases. And as soon as they were provisionally suspended, the news came out. We didn't hear provisional suspension. We didn't see him miss any tournaments. We didn't hear provisional suspension. We didn't see him miss any tournament. Nothing. Only for us to hear that they have cleared him. So that, I think that's the annoyance right now for most people, that it seems like he was protected when other people were thrown under the bus.
So many questions definitely need to be answered. I mean, if there's so many other examples, as you've alluded to already, of similar situations in the past. So why was Yannick Sinner any different than all the others?
Exactly.
I'm hoping we get some answers.
Look, we are not going to get
days.
any answers because they've come up with several things. They said, oh, he contested immediately. He didn't contest immediately. They cannot explain it away. The truth of the matter is, once you provisionally suspend somebody, you have to release a press statement. There was nothing. Then he's cleared. And now you're telling us that he had 2. Not 1, 2. And for Djokovic fans, just so we are clear, he failed the test in March. He beat your fave in January. One had nothing to do with the other. Because they're all counting the Australian Open now. No. In Australia, in January, he was clean. The time he failed the test was in March. So he beat your guy fair and square. So let's move on from that banter.
Let's move on from that banter. And I'm pretty sure there's some more banter going to flow right here. Let's talk about the PFA awards that took place yesterday. Now, Manchester City midfielder Phil Foden won the PFA Men's Player of the Year award, while Chelsea winger Cole Palmer was named Young Player of the Year. Now, it's the first time since 09-10 campaign that both men's awards have gone to English players. Now, Tega, I mean, a lot of people have talked about Foden winning this, blah blah blah. But my own issue here is the team of the season where Palmer was missing.
Wow, it's interesting. I want to say it's role, and I keep telling people that it is role. Look, there is no way. Palmer is playing on that wing that Saka plays on. I don't care how fantastic you thought Cole Palmer was last season. If you're going to pick a balanced squad with a a performing Bukayo Saka and a Cole Palmer, you will pick Bukayo Saka every day of the week and twice on Sunday. And I will tell you why. Because on both ends of the field, he will give you the result. And that's where he has the advantage over Palmer. Palmer has the creativity and the goal scoring up front. Bukayo Saka has that. But Bukayo Saka has the extra advantage of being able to play deep. And Cole Palmer does not have that. And I think it's just based on that. Even in the English national team, think about it. At least, even in the English national team, they wanted to change Bukayo Saka's play role to fit in Cole Palmer. The problem is the wing he's playing on. However, when it comes to picking team of the season, I don't think they pick based on wings. I think so, that's why sometimes you see a team of the season, and when you look at the team, it has many strikers. I'd be wondering, so who is going to be the defensive midfielder if this team were to actually play a football match? So I've seen it happen where they don't pick practically or logically like that, they just pick based on performance. But I think the problem with Cole Palmer's selection is Bukayo Saka. He just has that extra advantage of being able to play anywhere else. But those are my thoughts. How about we take your thoughts after this break? When we come back from the break, Ayo will be giving you the numbers to call, and you will tell me your thoughts on Cole Palmer and the Bukayo Saka issue when we come back from this break. So Ayo, when we come back, immediately you give the. I like your haircut too.
Oh, thank you.
So you have money to cut hair, you don't have fuel.
How much did they cut in here? How much? I cut it myself.
At least you drove to the barber salon to cut the hair. Then he put on the generator because me, I haven't had light since yesterday, so I know there is no light.
No, there was light. There was light.
Oh, there was light. Okay.
There was light. There was light. I've cut this hair since how many weeks ago? I just wear caps all the time.
Oh, okay. I just noticed it now.
I actually forgot my cap this morning, and I said, "Well, I don't care." Like I remembered while I was feeling my good, I was like, "Well, I can't turn back. Let's be going a bit." It's true.
All right. Okay, so when we come back immediately, we'll open the phone lines and take their suggestions on the book.
All right. You are welcome back to the locker room on the Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. A beautiful Wednesday morning to talk about sports. My name is Ayokunmi. Tega is also with me on this journey into the locker room. And you can also join us, as always, by sharing your thoughts on the stories we're talking about, especially the last story we discussed, talking about the PFA Player of the Year award, Cole Palmer not being in team of the season, Phil Foden winning the award. What do you think? Come through and share your thoughts with us on WhatsApp. First of all, 0809 440 981. You can also give us a call. Yes, we want you to give us a call. 0201 4489 981. 0201 4489 981. We're also on YouTube at Smooth 981 FM Lagos. So the phone lines are open. So Chelsea fans out there, come through, share your thoughts with us.
Share your thoughts with us. But another thing I'm thinking about is the Foden winning player of the season. I was like, wait, what happened to Rodri? Because if you're going to pick player of the season, shouldn't you pick the best player on the team?
We've been talking about this since last season, Tega, but there's a call coming in. Let's take
that call.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the locker room. Who's talking to us? All right, Kelvin, talk to us.
Yeah, I just want to touch on the issue with Obama and Bukayo Saka.
All right.
I think the issue is that the bias against Arsenal players, it has been for a long time. Obama just has one season of carrying the road with Chelsea team and all that. That's what Bukayo Saka been doing for 3 plus seasons, and nobody said anything. I think if Bukayo Saka had a name like a Brazilian name, or he was playing for a team like Real Madrid or Barcelona, he would have more credit, But because he's playing for Arsenal and England has a bias view against Arsenal, that's just what I feel.
All right, Kelvin, thank you
Okay.
for sharing your
Okay,
thoughts
thank you.
there.
But I don't know. I don't know why you're thinking that Bukayo Saka is actually. That's what we're saying. We're saying the reason why Cole Palmer keeps getting the short end of the stick in the England squad and in recognition for team of the season is because Bukayo Saka is there. So I don't think there's a bias. I don't think they don't give Bukayo Saka his credit. I think what people are asking is why didn't Cole Palmer get his own flowers, seeing that he had a good season? We're just saying that he had a good season, but when it comes to pecking order, somehow he will always fall behind Bukayo Saka. All right, so let's hear other thoughts. Let's take the numbers again, Ayo. The
The
phone
numbers
lines
are,
to call.
yeah, the phone line is 0201 4489981. 0201 4489981. WhatsApp is 0809 440 0809 440 That is for WhatsApp. You can also call us there if you can't get through on the studio line. There's some messages here. Let's sneak a few in. This is from Tayo. Tayo says PSG and Osimhen are doing talking stage while Lookman is cashing in on terms and conditions. Congrats to English football. It's like we may have to expand teams so that PFA and clubs like Chelsea can justify their decision and spending. Okay, let me take another call here really quickly. Hello, good morning. Very good morning to you. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, Benga, talk to us.
All right, so the two things that number of players is there. But beyond that, I also think that at the minimum, all that the farmer should appear that whatever it was somewhere else, I'm going by the numbers that last is up. I also want to ask what one like I work like side by side, yeah. People side by side then why? Just matter at least for that why in terms of the goals, the activity. And then that even the goals was there, they get to have so if this all Chelsea things depend on that, the financial part, then we may start the other two. There are certain players to be but of course, just players with their own business. So you really can't hold anybody other than all players for that should go with their own business. I think that's just my own thing.
All right, thank you, Benga, for sharing your thoughts on that one. Tega, let's take some more messages, or if you go into another story first of
Let's
all.
quickly go to another story because of the combination in thoughts for some of the
Okay.
stories.
All right, let's talk Raheem Sterling, who seems to have hit a brick wall right now, as he's been left out of Chelsea squad for the Europa Conference League, not Europa League, Chelsea, sorry, Conference League is where you are. Europa Conference League playoff first leg
You're very
against
rude.
against
Yeah,
Oh my
you're very
goodness.
rude. But yeah, let them know where they are. All right. And it's interesting. So we know the Chelsea problem. They have too many players and not enough uh matches, or they can't even play with 42 players. This is not American football. This is world football that everybody else plays. And so some players will definitely have to leave. But the shocking thing is because of Raheem Sterling's number one experience, number two, the caliber of player that he is, you wouldn't have expected that Raheem Sterling would be one of those players in limbo. I understand some other players getting left out of the squad, not enough. They've not even been called up for the English national team. They've not played high level football. We understand all of that. But Raheem Sterling being one of the players in limbo is shocking to me. Number one, from the Chelsea Football Club perspective, you'd want to keep at least one or two of your experienced players, one or two of your players that actually can come into the game and make an impact. So I think Raheem Sterling will fall under that if you're looking at your team list. But number two, the fact that he has been playing at such a high level for a long time and his agents didn't know when to start pushing his PR. Because you can't let your player, such a high class player, be disgraced like this, because this is disgrace. He is literally in the cold, left out of the Premier League for technical reasons, now left out of the Conference League. Soon they'll leave him out of FA Cup. Is that when you're going to start pushing for him? So I think failure on the part of his agents to read the writing on the wall, number one, is shocking to me. And then the fact that Chelsea are treating him, one of their experienced players, like this is not a good place for Raheem Sterling right now.
That was a good place for Raheem Sterling, and you would think that that he'll be, should I say, treated with some level of respect. I mean, Raheem Sterling also has had his own, should I say, misgivings when it comes to putting on a Chelsea shirt. But really, I don't think any player deserves to be, treated in this sort of manner. It's not his fault.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, if Nicholas Jackson is playing, come on.
It's not his fault that the Chelsea hierarchy have decided to buy players like they're casting a net into the sea to pack fish. I mean, it's not Raheem Sterling's fault. So
that's right. Okay, let's take the next story. Let's see if we can run through that.
All right, let's talk about Jamie Vardy, who is always having a party, as his second half equalizer gave Leicester City a 1-1 draw against profligate Tottenham on their return to the Premier League on Monday. Jamie Vardy back like he never left and reminding Tottenham, I have a Premier League title, y'all have none.
Yeah, and he could have scored a second goal. And in fact, he should have scored a second goal just to rub it in further that this is how Premier League winners score. Because what it seemed was like Tottenham were playing the football, Leicester City were scoring the goals. That's what it is. They were creating the chances at least to score the goals. With all the dominance in possession that Tottenham Hotspur had, it was Leicester City, to me, that had the more clearer cut chances, especially in the second half. They survived the first half, but the second half they came back in, and and so that kind of performance is what would cause frustration for Ange Postecoglou and the rest of Tottenham, because it seems like they just don't have that finishing that they would require to perform a little better this season, and they don't know where they are going to find it, because you look at the team, even the guys like Richarlison that you think would give 1 or 2 goals in the season is coming from the bench and looking for a penalty as opposed to looking for goals. So you start to question the character of the players that Tottenham Hotspur have right now. It's just one game in the season, and they're playing excitable football enough for fans to be hopeful, but it is also worrisome that they dominate a football match like that and still end up in a 1-1 draw.
Yeah. Right. All right, let's take
on
messages.
That note, let's just take messages to round up the show. Yeah.
Right. Attire says back-to-back tracing of banned substances due to second-hand contact. I'm sure if it was done a third time, nothing will happen. We shall use this secondary transfer argument again and see the outcome. Welcome to the animal farm. It further says, more of these player-manager issues will occur at Chelsea. I like how Ademola Ben Chilwell is handling it so far. He's been really professional. Man like Jamie Vardy, take a bow. Leicester is back. Mohammed says, why rush to call out the numbers? Are you eating pepper? Mohammed, I call out the numbers more than once. So if you don't get them the first or second time, then you might just need to check yourself. Anyway, Cole Palmer carried Chelsea last season far more than Saka did. Saka of Arsenal did. Remember, Saka faded for a time last season while Cole was consistent. Sterling disappointed far more than Jackson because he's a seasoned Premier League player, while Jackson is a novice. Let me see. AY from Nuru says, Ademola Lookman to PSG is a massive upgrade for both parties. He will surely make a significant impact over there in France. Cole Palmer, unfortunately, doesn't have the tenacity and grit of Bukayo Saka, and that's the edge that Saka has over him. Let me head over to YouTube. A couple of thoughts here. El Kaderoba says, no matter what we say about Chelsea, there's still some business acumen there. Broha has been loaned for 30 million. I also feel Chelsea's management think that they might get a transfer ban, hence the many signings. Kunle Oludapo says, Bukayo Saka isn't even in the PFA team of the year. It's only Watkins, Holland, and Foden in the attack. Oh, there you have it. Even Saka didn't make the team. Ebukun says, not Ayo looking like an Eskimo. You can't understand. It's Canada in here.
It's cold inside there.
Ibrahim Hassan says, this is for LK Adiroba. Please let us remove sentiments from this. How is Cole Palmer, or how was he better than Bukayo Saka, or how did he have a better season? And Chimabi Victor says, for me, Palmer was more influential for Chelsea last season. It's the reason they are playing in the Conference League. If Bukayo Saka stepped up for Arsenal last season, we would have won the EPL. Okay.
Wow. You see that? You see why I like this argument.
But anyways, thank you all for sharing your thoughts. It's an absolute pleasure, as always, Tega, having you in the locker room.
All right. Have fun. Thank you for sending your messages to WhatsApp. Thank you for calling us on Smooth 98.1 FM to tune into the locker room. Thank you for streaming us on YouTube. And remember to subscribe and like. So we'll come your way again on Friday, and this time with more bloody fixtures. See you then.
Looking forward to that one. Have a great day, Tega, and hope you get fuel eventually. Thank you for your messages and your calls as well. Smooth Breakfast will continue. Keep it tuned.